Alright, let's do some greenhouse updates before I start tearing things apart in here. So it's been about a week. Some of these have grown, I want to say almost a foot since last week. If you go back and look at last week's video when I was stringing things up, some significant growth in everything this week, right? So, and like these cherry tomatoes, let me zoom out here. I mean, if you look, it's basically even with that that piece of the 2x4. So that's gotten, let's say, at least a foot from last week. Pepper plants are doing their thing. I need to come in and top them. I should have topped them a little earlier, but it is what it is. Still in the process of doing the expanding spray foam, so hopefully we'll finish that today. So I shot what I did yesterday, figured let it dry, then I would come in and then shoot the gaps on top of it. So that should work out pretty well. These are all the Bobcat tomatoes, so these are a little different than one I've grown in the past. So they are supposed to be determinate. They look like they have a fairly healthy trunk, so we'll see what happens. And they're really just going to get in, and I need to tear this down. The lettuce is starting to die. It's leaning over, falling out, so it's just time for it to go. Strawberries, we'll see what happens, but maybe I can rescue the plant, put it back in the dirt. It may not like it, but I do have one strawberry hanging back there. Be nice if we could get another day or two. We'll see. Like I said, leaf lettuce is falling over, it's dying, that's obvious. The chard, although some of it's growing really well, I can see a lot of spider webs, and I can see a fair amount of bugs. So, and then I'm guessing the gigantic leaves may or may not be too good eating, but we'll see. But they're drying out, and you know, it's just an experiment that for the most part I think went pretty well. The cilantro, I did clip some. The younger cilantro looks a little more like parsley. Yeah, a little too close there, sorry. But a lot of the leaves, even the big leaves, have these. It's not focusing real well. The autofocus is zooming in on these things, so I mean, some of these look a little dry or burned. I mean, the leaf is not dry, but it's got some weird coatings on it. It's just old. So I'm gonna get in here, cut this out, and then the romaine looked like it got to a point and stopped, and then it looks like it's trying to grow the top part of it now. And the cilantro is also going to seed. You can see some of the flowers going on here. A couple of strawberries hiding in here. Like I said, not a big deal. And that's really it for we'll say greenhouse part 1, and then once I get this all taken out, cleaned up, and the spray foam done and cleaned up, then I'll shoot that and splice it together. Just a real quick splice in. So this is the giant mass of roots from the primary Swiss chard. And I'm gonna go measure that later. And then it took me about 5 minutes to keep biting out pieces of the base because it had tweaked the net cup so much that I couldn't get it out of the hole in the tube. So anyways, just plugging along, making progress. Need to disassemble this, get it out, and that gives me room to get towards the back so I can finish doing the spray foam and getting everything ready for the next set of buckets. All right, got the hydroponic tubes, lettuce tubes, fence posts, whatever you want to call them. That's all taken out. Got these Juliet grape tomatoes strung up. You can see it's blossoming already. I need to get in, and a little wind's been blowing pretty good. They're probably pollinated, but I need to get in and manually pollinate them. That's the life in a enclosed greenhouse, so to speak. Move the Big Bertha green peppers down here in these two open slots underneath the shade cloth. The bell peppers don't like the heat. Jalapenos and other hot peppers handle the heat a lot better. You can see the extent of the growth on these cherry tomatoes. They're just growing insane. I'm guessing they grew at least a foot last week to this week. And nothing else really exciting. I moved the two lunchbox peppers that were here in the corner and here, and I moved them over into this corner. So this one will get a little bit more shade, especially as it gets later, because the sun starts on this side of the greenhouse. And I just put the other one right next to it instead of leaving it over here in the corner, because it'll get a lot more, things will get a lot more sun. So that is the serrano. I believe it's serrano. Yeah, that's the serrano pepper, and that leaves me two open slots. I grabbed some rock wool grow plugs a little while ago, so I'm going to get a couple seeds started for the Cascabella peppers, and I need to choose my own adventure for the other side. So yeah, other than that, these are plugging away. We kind of touched base on those earlier. Those cucumbers, they need to get 86'd. These remaining bobcats, I'm debating whether to take them and stick them out in the dirt or toss them, right? Because it was just trying to get everything to germinate. And we've got, let's see, what, 2, 4, 6, I've got 8 bobcats all down this side. So if they actually grow and fruit and ripen before the heat gets to them and they rot, that'll be a lot of tomatoes. And then 2 Juliet grapes, those will do real well. Cherry tomatoes, haven't done those before, just another tomato plant, but we'll see what happens. I have a couple extras, more than I wanted, but I miscounted, right? So I bought one, and the other 2 were what I had planted from seed. So we'll see what happens. Lots of blossoms, and they're gonna start doing their thing. So that's pretty much it from that perspective. All the spray foam is done, at least to what I think. At least it's a start. I'm not even gonna cut it. It actually makes more of a mess to cut it, and it'll leave some more holes and things, so I'm gonna just leave it as it is. Got to get the other 2 tubes cleaned out, and there's the rack that was holding the tubes. And then I transplanted a couple of the strawberries from the tubes out in here, so we'll see how those do. Like I said, I thought that that apple tree was dead, and it's blossoming, so good thing that it started blossoming before I yanked it out of there. And then to close out this video, so I don't know if I talked about it, so trying to find, buy, propagate Bayleaf tree is a pain in the butt. The local nursery wanted $40 for like a 6-inch pot for one plant, although it was very established. Supposedly 4 or 6-inch plants off of Amazon and other things are $15 to $25, and all the reviews say they just don't do real well. You can get seeds on Amazon and eBay that come from anywhere in the US to from Mediterranean, Croatia. I said, yeah, you'd be lucky if the seed germinates, and the germination time for the seeds and or cuttings is 1 to 3 months. So I got lucky, went on eBay, and basically I ordered 4 sticks. They sent me 5, but all of the sticks, they were literally sticks, but they did have some buds on there. Now these are a little more matured because they've been in here, minimal water, minimal sunlight. They said do not do a lot of direct sunlight. So this has been a month just hoping. I haven't even looked to see how many roots have come out of these, but in this last week something must be alive because there's leaves there, there's leaves there. This one's starting, so those should open up as it goes. This one looks like it's doing okay. This one, who knows? It doesn't look real healthy. Well, it looks fine, but it's behind the other ones. But that was the bonus because I paid for 4. I paid like $11. They came out of Bakersfield, California, about 3 hours from here. And I said, what the heck, $11 and some time. So anyways, they have been watered maybe once a week, lightly watered. And then I've left them inside with the dome closed and just letting it sit there and hoping. So I'm gonna close out the video with eventually I will have some Bayleaf trees. That's it for this go round. Catch you next time.